Hello everyone. Today in our portrait workshop we are going to go over how to draw hair. When we're drawing hair, there's a few steps that we need in place before we actually begin drawing it. The first thing you're going to do is start with the basic head shape. I usually draw the shape of the head, the halfway mark, a vertical line, the ears, and the neck. Those are going to help us place some of our other features so that it is a little bit easier to figure out where to put everything. The next thing you will do is draw the hairline. So that is where the hair lies on the face, and then we will draw the outside shape. Everyone's hair is very different from each other, so we want to make sure that we're paying attention to the details of the person's hair that we are drawing. So even these examples here, these are only 4 types of hair. Think about all of the different types of hair that you have had yourself. When we are working on our practice, today you will be drawing the 3 photographs listed here. You only need to focus on the hair. Now remember, to get there, you're going to want to draw the head and probably the ears as well. If you don't see the ears, you don't need to draw them, but it's still important to draw that line so you know where the halfway mark is. So if we're starting with this middle example, I'm going to look at where the ears are and pay attention to where the hair falls. So it's going to come down just a little bit. It is very rectangular with a rounded corner and has a little bit of a widow's peak. So I'm going to try and replicate that as best as I can. And then I'm going to draw the outside. Now try not to make the hair go right along the line that you drew. Give it a little bit more volume. It's going to look a little bit more realistic once we start to add some of our details. When I'm drawing the outline of the hair, I don't have to just stick to this part. You can see this hair kind of swoops up and over, so I can't really see that back part. So instead, I'm going to draw what that kind of looks like. So once you have the basic outline of the hair, you're going to start to add some fringe going in different directions. So this is kind of showing you the way that the hair is growing. It's going to help you with step number 5, which is to add value. When you are adding value, you're looking at where the hair is going to be lightest and darkest. So usually about here and here, there's a highlight from whatever light is shining in the room. Behind the ears, if you have longer hair, that part's going to be really dark because it's going to be shadowed by your neck and your head. If you draw curly hair, try not to just draw waves. You're going to want to look at the shape of the hair. For tighter curls, you're going to go even smaller with that. If you're drawing a ponytail, sometimes it's a good idea to give us a little bit of a hint that there's a ponytail if you want it to make it look like the hair is longer. So when we're drawing shadows, I'm looking at my photograph and I can see right here along the along the center part is pretty light. There's also some spots on the curls which are a little bit lighter, which I'm going to try and capture. So I'm going to start by drawing some fringe or just additional lines going in the direction that the hair is growing to help guide my pencil. And then I'm going to start darkening some of the areas. Even if your person is blonde or has light hair, you still do want to have some nice dark areas, especially around the face or around the neck, to show that it's 3-dimensional. And your goal is to make it look like you can't count every single hair, but you can see the area that the hair takes up, kind of like the mass that it creates. Two things that I like to do to help the hair look more realistic is every once in a while I will smudge my pencil to get rid of some of those textural lines. And another thing is to come back in and do teeny tiny little highlights with my eraser. especially if I'm starting to get a little bit too dark. That can help lighten the areas up a bit. As you can probably tell from our practices so far, you are going to be spending a lot of time on this assignment adding value. So please make sure that when you are looking at your portrait, you are not just drawing the contour lines. Those are very important. That's going to give it accuracy. But to give it a realistic view, we really have to start adding some value to our drawings. I'm going to go ahead and stop there for today. Please continue your practices. The top, you are going to be drawing the 3 hairstyles you see above. For the bottom, in the past we've drawn 2 of our neighbor's hairstyle and our own. I want you to draw your own and then maybe find someone else that you can draw. So this, you're going to have 2 total. You can also use a photograph for this, or if you already know who you'd like to do for your portrait project, practice that below. Have fun and let us know if you need anything.